Shining star.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back on your favorite channel, and please, if you are new on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that next time when I upload another video you won't miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, pane nyaya yanga ichitenderera pa social media madays apfuura anaye last week, nyaya yemurume akasiya auraya mhuri yake ku UK achibva atiza kubva ikoko. So anga ari parani zvekudaro madays apfuura iwaya, then akazobva abatwa ku South Africa muswe Friday, is it Friday or Saturday there, if I'm not mistaken, Friday or Saturday akazobva abatwa ku South Africa. Anditeka anonzi iye Ndodana Tshuma. Yeah, so finally murume apinda mukoti, first court nhasi ku South Africa, ndo nyaya ndati ndiye nayo panapa muzvionere mega. So without wasting much of your time, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on it.
Fundo, that's correct. We're currently outside the Johannesburg Central Magistrate Court. In fact, you'd notice that a lot of the media here are scurrying to get inside at the moment. It seems as though they might be letting us in. We've been here since around 7 a.m. and we've just been waiting for that court to get into session. However, the information we have at the moment is that Tshuma is expected to identify himself, normal court proceedings rather, to identify himself as well as identify legal representative. In fact, we've got Brigadier Athlenda Mathe here to talk to us about, more about what's expected here. Athlenda, thank you so much for your time. What can we expect here today?
Okay, a very good morning and thank you. Today we can confirm that Mark Tshuma will make his first court appearance. We've got two separate matters in court today. The first one being the extradition matter and the second one being that of a charge of being in possession of an illegal firearm. The first matter relates to the extradition. We can confirm that we have received a provisional extradition request from Interpol Manchester through to Interpol Pretoria, which includes the warrant of arrest that has been issued by the UK. So it basically outlines his basis of arrest in our country. But as indicated by the Minister of Justice, we are awaiting a full extradition request, which is expected within a 40-day period, which will include the UK case docket as well as supporting evidence and so on. The second case, which is a charge of being in possession of an illegal firearm, we are told that upon arrival in the country, he bought a firearm off the streets of one of the townships in Johannesburg. So we do have a separate investigation that is being conducted by Gauteng Organised Crime Investigations Unit as well as Crime Intelligence to investigate and trace those that are behind selling Ndodana Tshuma that particular firearm. So let's also not forget to commend the men and women in blue who made this arrest possible, working closely with UK authorities. I think this is one case that actually demonstrates our capabilities, our expertise as the SAPS, our professionalism, as well as our efficiency. And it really sends a stern message out there that, you know, South Africa is not a safe haven for criminals. Where wrongdoing has been conducted, we will trace you and we will arrest you.
Athlenda, thank you so much for your time.
We came here to Zimbabwe to show that we as traditional leaders or royal leaders of South Africa are against xenophobia. The President of South Africa, we had a meeting with him, all the kings of South Africa. We have just told the President in a written letter that we'll be coming here to Zimbabwe to meet the President of Zimbabwe, just to show that we as the royal leaders of South Africa are against xenophobia. We are people who want to abide, who abide by the law, but the way things are done now in South Africa, we as royal leaders are not part of it. We are here to show peace, and to show that we as black people or African people are one. So there could be many ways of fixing things between the African countries. So as the right leaders of South Africa, we want to engage with all the presidents and all the royal leaders out of South Africa, so that we as different tribes, different nations, we speak and talk in one language and talk as one family. Because what is happening now in South Africa, we don't see it as a good way of fixing things when it comes to the immigration in South Africa. We are not saying illegal immigrants are doing the right way of coming to South Africa illegally, but xenophobia and violence is not something which the real leaders of South Africa want. Even the government of South Africa is against violence and xenophobia in South Africa. So we came here to show peace and love as Africans, that we are one. And there are many ways that we can talk and fix things, our relationship here in Africa as a whole. That we can work together, we can fix things together, and to make Africa one nation, one continent, as one people. We are against xenophobia, as all the kings in South Africa and all the traditional leaders, the chiefs of South Africa. There much and much that was happening in South Africa. It is just a few people who were the leaders of that much and much. It does not come from the government. It does not come from the real leaders. So we want to show Africa that South Africa is still a country that everybody is invited to come to, and everybody can stay in South Africa peacefully.
Zimbabwe, my Zimbabweans are Burwan. That South Africans give special treatment to white people and harass black people. It's also happening in Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans are abused by their own government. The same government is protecting Chinese nationals doing business in Zimbabwe. Before you address the South African biases, why don't you address your own Zimbabwean bias? Usati wataura zvema Africana ari South Africa, wadi kutaura zvema China ari Zimbabwe. Our government is compensating white people who had lost land through a land reclaim program. But Zimbabweans' properties are being demolished by the council as we speak. While the government is paying white people money for the farms they stole during the colonial era. We are compensating thieves in Zimbabwe. The whites stole our land. Yes. MNANGAGWA is paying them back for stealing our land. At the same time, the president is sending bulldozers to destroy buildings and houses of local citizens. Is that not madness? So before you tell us about how South Africans treat white people, talk to us about issues happening at home if you are genuinely invested in these matters. And by the way, I want to say, if you're an African and you are faced with a decision to go home, you shouldn't go home with a lot of sorrow. I know that African countries are being mismanaged, and the reason why you left is that things were not well. But it's still your home. That's where your ancestors' graves are. There must be a level of pride that you are finally going home. Right. What happened? Verse 16, verse 15.
We have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers.
Yes, Your Excellency, we will first want to congratulate you, or congratulate Zimbabweans for their election into the Security Council as a non-permanent seat. Also, we want to congratulate Zimbabweans on your behalf for the passage of Constitutional Amendment number 3. And Your Excellency, our elevation into the Security Council as a non-permanent member, what do you envisage to happen with our city from 2027 to 2028?
Well, it's not actually Zimbabwe's role. We will not be acting individually or in isolation. We go there representing our region. So whatever Zimbabwe will articulate will be a collective view of our region. It's not an individualistic approach to these issues. We have to represent our region. And that is the model of representation at the UN.
All right, let's migrate. Your Excellency, when you heard that the Parliament of Zimbabwe had passed the bill, CAB 3, into CAB, and when you heard about it, how did you feel?
I felt they'd done the correct thing. I expect them to pass it, and they did. So I was happy.
You were quite happy?
Yes, yes.
And this act, according to you, it opens up new opportunities, it opens up new avenues, and changes the governance architecture in this country by extending the presidential term and the parliamentary term of members. What do you think is going to happen during the 2 extra years or the 4?
Now, lawyers representing Belamine Chatunga Mugabe have described as false and misleading a social media post suggesting that he was recently spotted in a shopping center in Midrand, South Africa. Belamine is the youngest son of former Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe. Earlier this year, he was deported from South Africa after he pleaded guilty to charges including pointing a toy gun and contravening immigration laws. His cousin is currently serving jail time for the shooting of a gardener at a Joburg property.
We've taken instructions in as far as the whereabouts of Mr. Mugabe, and our instructions are clear. Mr. Mugabe is currently not in the Republic of South Africa. And look, I'm not at liberty to disclose where he is, but I can assure you that he's not within the borders of the Republic of South Africa. The image that was used of my client is an old image. My client has been banned from entering the Republic of South Africa for a period of 5 years on account of the sentence which he received from the Alexandra Magistrates Court. So he certainly would not want to flout the laws or a court order which in essence banned him from entering the country for 5 years. So no, he certainly hasn't been since late April. And when it was taken, I cannot give you instructions on, but it certainly was not an image which was taken at any point during the course of this year, certainly. If the need or the desire to enter the border of South Africa arise, then of course we will follow the proper channels. At this stage, it's not something that's been communicated, and I stated earlier on, there's a 5-year period within which he cannot enter the borders of the Republic of South Africa. So at this point, it's not something that is even a consideration.